will basically join the playlist that I've already created. Okay, all right, we're recording. All right, guys, welcome to another day in Adobe Premiere. So today we're gonna have a look at how to work with sound in Premiere, okay? But again, to a very basic level, all right? So we can see my timeline here that we have 1, 2, 3 sound layers, okay? As we had in our sound class earlier today, we explained that this first layer should be for dialogue, okay? We don't have much dialogue in this movie, only at the very end, okay, which is a piece that you guys are missing. But we'll talk, there's another dialogue scene that is better for you to work with, okay? Second layer would be for our Atmos, and 3 or more layers for our sound effects, and then our last layer for the music, okay? So but here we're going to be like a bit free on how we organize it, okay? We're gonna keep the first layer as the sound from the camera, and we're gonna have the other ones as for sound effects, okay? There is a package of, where is it? There we go. There is import folder. All right, it's not working here, god dang it. All right, there's a folder with plenty of sound for horror movies, okay, that I'll make available for you guys to work this scene specifically, all right? But let's focus on how sound works in Premiere, shall we? So on this side of the screen, we have our sound level monitor, all right? As we play the video, we can see that our sound levels are equal both left and right, okay? These are left and right channels, okay? Which means our sound is stereo, okay? Now, when our time indicator goes through this green bit right here, which is pretty loud, have a look, boom, they start to go like uneven a little bit, okay? That's why the sound here is not like properly balanced, all right? And also you can see that it turns red at the top here, okay? So this means our sound is peaking, okay? And that's not good. Once more, boom. So when the sound peaks, it's actually bad for a couple of reasons. Okay, now you're not supposed to hear the sound anyway. Just have a look at the visual cues that I'm giving you, okay? Because you'll be using different sounds when you do your edit, all right? So when the sound peaks and you get this red mark on the top here, this is bad, okay? It could hurt your ears, it could damage your equipment, all right? And it's generally like, it's not good to have it. So we need to fix that, all right? You have a scale here from 0 to negative 60, if I'm not mistaken, okay? And that is in decibels. This is how we measure sound, all right? You should have a safety margin between 6 and 12. All right, all your sound levels should be hitting maximum over here in 6 and 12. Okay, and dialogues and stuff between 12 and 18. Okay, so we want this to be like pretty loud because this is like a boom kind of sound that happens when the killer guy turns to the girl, right? But it's pretty loud, so we need to fix it. So if we double click any sound clip, okay, it will come up on the top here where we can see the sound wave. Okay, this is how we read sound. Bigger the waves, louder it is, all right? Okay, when you have your sound on the top here, okay, you can just go to Effect Controls, and then you will have one control for volume, okay, and the level. first thing you need to do is turn this off. So you turn this off. Hit OK. Yeah. So that way your levels will be clear, and all you have to do is change the number. So let's start with -6. So now if we go and play, boom, it's pretty loud, but it's not peaking, and it's between 6 and 12. That's what we want. So you just double click the sound, go to effect controls and change the level. But make sure you tag off this blue circle that we have here by default, okay? Turn it off, then you change the level. The level, if you want to make things louder, you put a positive number. If you want to make them quieter, you put a negative number. And for physics purposes, you always do 3 by 3. So -3, -6, -9, -12, and so on. All right. I think the maximum you can go, it's now you can go pretty crazy, like -281 now. That would be like very quiet. So -6 is okay. All right. Another thing to notice here as well is that our character is in the right side of the screen. Boom. So it would be nice to get that sound coming from the right. So we can actually do that with the panel over here, the balance control. All right. First of all, turn this off, hit OK. And then this is how you control it. You can make it positive up to 100 or negative up to -100. All right. So if we put 50, have a look at the sound levels on this corner. They get louder on the right side. So let's crank all the way up to 100. Now it gets very, very loud on the right side and not as loud on the left side. All right. So if you make the numbers positive, okay, you're up the level on the right side. If you make them negative, you're up on the left side. Okay, let's try -100. You see that now the left is louder. Okay, so when you put on your headphones, you will listen it louder on this side than this side. Okay, so think about it. This lady starts on the left side of the screen and then she runs away to the right. So we could actually make the steps sound, start on your left and then move to the right. This is sound mixing 101. Okay, to a very basic level. Okay, to a very basic level, professional sound mixing environments will have like mixing tables with 256 channels to play with. We're playing with 2 channels, left and right, and that's what we will do. We'll be doing at this stage. All right. Now, how to work sound in Premiere even further. So this is how you fix the levels. Okay, how loud or how quiet a sound is, and the balance, if it tends more to the left or to the right. Okay, you double click the sound you want to change, go to effect controls, turn off the blue icons in here, just click on them once and hit OK to delete them, and change the values. All right, balance, if you go positive, it goes to the right. If you go negative, it goes to the left. And the level, you do up or more. If you go up, it will be louder. If you go less, it will be quieter. And you're always doing 3 by 3. Okay? Can you adjust the sound and the audio right? The same bar as the editing. So, yeah, all your sound is down here in your timeline. And as you play, you can see the sound levels over here. Every piece of sound that you have, you can edit the same way. All right? And you will notice as well that I am clicking separately on my bits over here. So one thing is, when you click on something in Premiere, down here, it will select the video and the audio at the same time, like this. And then if you try to edit the audio, it's not going to work because they just two are connected. So to prevent you from unsyncing your material, Premiere will always select the video and the audio. They are linked together at all times. But if you want to edit the sound of that, you need to actually turn this off. And the way to do that is select the bits you want to separate, right click, unlink. When you do that, you'll be able to select the video and the audio separately. All right. So now by double clicking on the audio here, you can see the audio, the sound waves, and we can do the same type of control. Okay. And to bring sound files into your timeline, pretty easy. You just drag and drop. All right. So I'm just having trouble finding my sound bits. Okay, there's some piece of music over here. We can work with these. Oh boy, that's pretty loud. All right. So this is a piece of music, and I see there's a very big drop on the sound waves. Over here. So if we zoom in, we can actually see the sound waves closer. And I can see there's a big drop over here. So I want my music to stop at this stage. So you just go O for out point, just like how we do with videos. Go back to the beginning and mark our in point. Then once we have this, all we have to do is drag the file from here to the timeline. Boom. Okay. And if you drag it underneath, it creates a new sound layer automatically for you. Okay. Now we have this music playing all over the scene all the time. Okay, together with all the other sounds. Just pretty loud. So what we have to do is just bring the level down, -12, I would say. So that way we can still listen to the music and listen to all of the other sonic elements together. All right. Now, a few other controls over here. So all of the audio tracks have an M and an S. M stands for mute and S stands for solo, right? So M is for mute. So if I want to listen everything without the music and I don't want to delete it, just click M on this track and it will be muted. So that way you can listen to everything else but that one. If you want to do the opposite, you just press S for solo. Now you're listening only this track and all of the other ones will be silenced. All right, so M for mute, S for solo. All right. There is a audio tab up here that I do not recommend you guys playing with because it's pretty advanced. Okay, stick to the editing tab and work with the timeline only. All right. Cool. Any questions related to sound in Premiere? Please have in mind, those are very basic sound controls in Premiere. If you need to do more complex stuff in the future, we'll learn Adobe Audition, which is only for sound editing and sound mixing, but that's only on level 5. If you're doing film and animation in level 5, then you learn Adobe Audition, okay, which is only for like sound editing and sound mixing. It's pretty cool, right? So brief recap: if you double click a sound here and you go to Effect Controls, you can change the level and the balance. Just make sure you turn them off before you do. When you change the level, always do 3x3, +3, +6, or -3, -6, -9, and so on. If you go positive, it gets louder. If you go negative, it gets quieter. The balance: if you go positive, it tends more to the right. If you go negative, it tends more to the left. All right. To add a sound bit to your timeline, just drag and drop. If you drag underneath the master layer, it will create a new layer of sound specifically for that. Okay. If you want to mute a track, just press M over here. Or if you want to solo, just press S. All right. If you mute, that's not going to play. If you solo, only that track is going to be played. All right. And make sure none of your sound is speaking on this corner over here. Okay. If it touches the top, the 0, make sure you make it quieter. Okay, this could damage your hearing and this could damage your sound equipment as well. Okay, ideally when you're listening stuff with headphones, you should keep the volume maximum 80%. Otherwise, you can damage your hearing and damage your equipment. Okay. Talking about Adobe Editor, Adobe Audition is the sound editing software, but this is only for level 5 if you choose to do um, film and animation level 5. Okay, that's where you learn Adobe Audition. All right. Cool. I'm going to stop the recording and I'll put this in our YouTube playlist and I'll put the link for you guys. Okay. Stop recording.